What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to part 2 of today's video. That's right, the first part, if you haven't checked it out, we did a quick prediction video. That's right, I'm using my air quotes on YOGUMUNT, everything you're going to expect from Cha and what you should be preparing for. Now I'm going to do part 2 here and going to cover two different things. Number one, how to set up Meilin, how to set up Saurin for the best optimal results, plus the YOGUMUNT fight in reverse hard mode, so you guys can kind of see some of the different mechanics he has. And I want to cover this because we're going to see some of these mechanics in the actual WOBL. Of course, it will be different because we're not fighting him in the same stage, but it will pretty much give you some idea of some of the moves that he will still be casting, doing, and some of the mechanics in the fight. So first off, before I go any further, in regards to artifacts and stuff, if you are looking to understand all the artifacts, we have a video right here that myself, GoHack, Ryan, aka Holy Hell, and Alex Rudik did together, giving you a breakdown of all of the best artifacts for every single unit to this point. Shout out to Nikato, sorry. There's also, I believe, Ultra My Hero Academia. I always forget your name is on YouTube when you're on. But yeah, he also has given us a timestamp. So go and check that out. You guys can find Meilin here and you can find Saurin here as well. And kind of see exactly what the best artifacts are for each unit. So if you need that, it's always there. It was a live stream. We did it for 2 hours. It's all there for you. Full discussion. Full disclosure, we give you guys full breakdowns on WOBL, POD, GB, and BOT, plus other options as well too at the same time. All right, so just want to get that out of the way. Now, let's talk a couple different options here. Now, for your water team, you're most likely going to use Meilin, Saurin, and Cha. So I want to kind of do a little breakdown, right? So when it comes down to overall gear usage, Saurin is going to do better when it comes down to greed versus desire. Now, the reason behind that is because they already give so much elemental water damage. It's going to be kind of ridiculous to add more water damage to it because there's going to be a massive diminishing effect. Now, this could also be said with the crit because Cha is going to have a lot of crit rate and crit damage, so we're going to have to test to see which one actually does benefit her most. But quite honestly, I do feel like greed is still going to be the bigger one because of the fact that we learned there's going to be a lot more crit resistance in this battle upcoming. That might be the actual gimmick, right? So your greed set actually might end up working a bit better because it does give you crit rate and crit damage increase, which will not be diminishing quite a bit as something like elemental damage, right? So for Saurin, you're probably going to want to build her with a full greed set. Now, in regards to rotation, the rotation works pretty similarly like it always does, right? If once you hit that break bar, you always want to do skill 1 and then into a core, skill 2, and then build up your alt. Obviously, when you break somebody, your alt automatically pops up, and then you do again, you do your alt first, then you do skill 1, core, skill 2, right? So you can see kind of the pattern right over here. They'll kind of explain it to you right there exactly how to do it. Skill 1, see this part, this is the core, right? See how they do the core here? Right here. So skill 1, core, ultimate, basic, skill 2. What I would recommend here is kind of rotate it a little bit differently. I can show you guys in battle real quick what I'm referring to as well. So let me go into the battle and show you guys my rotation real quick. So we'll do a quick battlefield of trials, go into a quick floor 60, I think would be a good one to showcase this. And I'm going to kind of explain to you guys, let's go to hunters first, and then I'll show you guys what I'm referring to. Okay, so let's go floor 60. Where's floor 60? This one I think has a quick bar, so we can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So we'll do Saurin, we'll do Alicia, we'll do Meilin. Okay, I'll talk about Meilin very shortly. Meilin's gonna be a little bit different in regards to how you want to build her, depending what you want to do most, right? So let's just show you guys the rotation here, just so everyone's on the same path and on the same page. All right, so here we go. So first thing you want to do, obviously, when the mob pops off, is just do your skill 1, which will instantly give you guys your core access, which a lot of her damage comes from core. So let's go ahead, jump in. Right, here we go. So you guys see that? Now look, her core activated right there. That instantly activated her core. Now you go into your skill 2. Bam, that break happens. Now look, you guys can see two things are happening right now. Number 1, her core is up, her skill 1 is up, and her skill 2 is up. All of her skills are active, including her ultimate. So before you do your ultimate, what I like to do here is do my core first, then go into my ultimate. So core attack into the ultimate, and then into skill 1, and then back into core, and then back into skill 2. See that rotation? That is the maximum amount of damage you can do with her, in my opinion. That's what I've been using, and whenever I've tested my own damage, that's the most I've done in regards to her rotation. Okay, so greed, that's the rotation you want to go with. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about her cores and what you want to focus on with cores for her. Okay, so because of her mana deficiency, yes, she eats MP really, really fast. You want to focus on a few different things. First off, for stats for her, I would go crit and crit damage. again, there's gonna be a lot of resist, and I would put some damage increase in there, but for sure, MP reduction is a big one. So what you wanna do is you wanna build a purple one here with a little bit of MP reduction like this, but make sure it's the purple one with the actual purple, with the water icon. So this one here, for example, right? So you do wanna get MP reduction in there as much as you possibly can, but try to search with one with MP reduction stat as well. So that'll be important. So that'll be the third one for her. The second one, because she is, also make sure it's additional HP for more CP as well. For this one over here, anything really works. Crit damage, crit rate, or damage increase, depending on what you have in terms of your overall stats. And then on top here, same thing. You want to make sure you do crit damage, crit rate. Now, the core one works really, really well for her because of the amount of damage her core does. So you want to try to find one with a core damage like this one, for example, is perfect for her. So I would absolutely level this up and focus on getting this one, for example, to level 10, and then getting it up further even more for her. So this is going to probably be her best one for Saurin, and then get this one up. Okay, so that's going to be a big one. Make sure I'm going to lock that one in. We'll get that one up. Now, when it comes out to newer cores, because there are going to be newer cores, all of this may change. YOGUMUNT's going to drop new ones, but that's what the current cores are going to look like, and that's what we want to focus on. Okay, so again, just to recap again here, Greed. Also remember, she is not working correctly. Her missiles are not doing 100%. Only the first missile is. That is going to also be fixed in the next patch, so she'll be doing a lot more damage. So you want her weapon for sure. You want to set up Greed. You want to set up her skill rotations the way I mentioned, and then lastly, make sure you have the proper cores. And again, this one may change depending on what YOGUMUNT drops. Now let's go to Meilin real quick. Meilin, same scenario here. This one here, you actually want to give her the core attack or the ultimate one. I've already covered all the cores for every character. You can check out that video. This one over here with the ultimate skill, you definitely want that there. She doesn't need MP recovery. You can do when she lands her basic attack 3 times, she gets her core gauge. That's going to be an important one, so that's not a bad option for you. You can stick with that as well. So this one actually works really, really well for her because you do want her to build her ultimate. Now, when it comes down to her overall usage, a couple different things you want to remember about Meilin. Her ultimate is what you are looking for. So at the end of the day, you want to cast her ultimate as much as possible to get the buff that she provides with that ult, right? And that ult buff is as follows: increase attack, increase defense, crit rate, core attack, damage reduction, right? But when you get her to A5, that actually ends up becoming 16%, 16%, 16, 16, 16. Also will stack with the additional increase in attack and defense for water elements. That's another 16 right there, giving your core attack 32% with this buff. And then of course, adding an extra 8% with this buff right here, the Buy Meow. And then not to mention, she adds water damage as well. So you're getting 20% from Saurin water damage, plus 8% from Meilin. So what's the best way to build her? You can go full blessing if you want. The best, if you're going to cast ultimates more often, actually having a 2-piece destroyer set and a 2-piece 1-hit kill set is not a bad option either, just to build it much, much faster. And then also you can go with Sylph here, or you can also build her with the Wish set. Now the Wish set I don't recommend as much because defensively Cha is going to have a ton of defense, plus all the buffs she's providing here. So I would stick with Blessing here, or stick with the 2-piece that I mentioned with Sylph, or Guardian. Guardian works really well as well too. So those are the options. Her rotation is pretty straightforward. There really isn't much to do for rotation. You go basic skill 1, right, which will give you some buffs. Basic skill 2 gives you buffs. Her core attack into her ultimate, which gives you all the buffs that you need from there. And then remember, she also has the ability to remove shields, which is going to help. So Meilin, very straightforward. Just follow the pattern that they provide you, and you guys will be set to go. Now, when it comes down to overall YOGUMUNT fight, let's talk about that. That's going to be an important one. I think a lot of you guys will benefit from watching this and just seeing what he does. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to hard mode. Here's YOGUMUNT right there. This is the fight right here. Okay, the Mysterious Proctor. Let's go through some of the rotations you'll see and things you need to explore when you're fighting this guy. So I'm going to put in this team here, throw in Alicia right there, and we'll just put in Baron. And let's just go through the actual fight itself. Okay. All right, guys, so a couple things to look about for YOGUMUNT. First off, a lot of AoE damage. You guys are aware of this already. We've talked about this numerous times. Main thing to watch out for in the beginning is this teleport right here. He's going to pop up right behind you or in front of you and do this. So the one thing you want to do always first is start off with a break. He will do that mass AoE right there. You see that purple aura that's dropping? He does that very, very often. So get ready for that and get ready to dodge. So you're going to need to dodge. I mean, this fight requires a lot of dodging. So you're going to need, there's like shields won't even protect you here that much. I feel like dodging is going to be the main mechanic. So a couple things. This is going to be probably an amplified move, but he sucks you in here. He summons a couple planets, which I think is one of the coolest looking moves in the game. And then you will get stunned. If you hit any of these, you will get a stun, right? And you can see again, he did that purple beam, which hits the entire screen. Look at that. Just goes through the entire screen there. And then he summons these lasers. Now I could see in WOBL this move being absolutely amplified and made way stronger than here, because I think it will probably happen numerous times throughout the fight. Okay, so let me go ahead and summon Saurin here, get back this extra stacks that I need to get back. Okay, more lasers. Again, lasers, lasers, lasers. Now, this part is pretty straightforward. It's just dodge. Where it gets dicey is when he summons the eyeball, right? And that's going to probably happen very soon. There it is. Okay, so this eye needs to go, guys. You cannot allow this eye to live. If this eye lives, you're not going to live. So complete focus has to be on this ad. This ad is brutal when it comes down to the amount of damage it does. So in WOBL, I guarantee you it's going to be hitting way, way harder than you see right now. Okay, so there you guys go right there. Now this phase here with 30%, he starts summoning these mirrors. Okay, so these mirrors will hurt you a lot. Watch, I'll walk into one. Look how much damage it does. Look at that. Almost instantly killed me. So you can imagine on hard mode and on easy mode and normal mode, because of the amount of power difference, it's going to be a lot harder to not die with one of those things hitting you, right? So make sure you avoid that at all costs. Now, I'm going to try to do my best here to get him to do his healing move so you guys can see what it's all about, because I think this part is what confused a lot of folks in the last video. But I'm going to try to get him to about 20%. I think this is when he does it. You have to actually, there it is, right there. So look, if I don't break him, watch how much health he gets back. Okay, so this is where it's important, right? You need to break. This Saurin mode gives you quite a bit of time, but you can see right there, watch, when he comes back, watch his health. 68%. He recovered 50% of his HP, right? And that will kill you if that happens. If you get stuck with that as something that you have to deal with, if you're at 50% HP after that break, you're done. That's where Cha comes into play, the new Cha, right? You probably can avoid that entire break phase altogether in order to be able to just DPS him down before, instead of having to break him. So I think that may be an option in the new WOBL as well, but we don't know how much of a difference it's going to make, you know, when it happens. Look at all this teleporting. We don't know if they're going to change it, if they're going to make a mandatory break, or if they're going to make it like unrecoverable mandatory. I'm assuming they won't make it mandatory because they promised they will no longer make specific units mandatory for fights. So we may see obviously that work out without having to do the unrecoverable. But currently in the break phase, in the regular fight, you can stop the recovery just by breaking that bar, okay? Just so everyone's aware, it's not like the end of the world if you don't. So there you guys go. That's the full YOGUMUNT fight. Let me know what you guys think. I think a lot of this stuff we're going to see in the fight itself. But again, the word is amplified. I think they're going to essentially make it much more difficult with a lot more movements and probably a lot more damage. Like for example, that planet move I think is going to last longer, probably a bigger radius. I think the eye is going to have way more HP, and there might be even two of them. So I think that focus is going to have to shift. And I think that unrecoverable break bar is going to be even bigger than before. It's actually fairly easy to break in story mode, obviously because I'm in the blue and I'm way overpowered. But I think when it comes down to WOBL, that part is going to be even more difficult. That's probably why Cha makes it that much of an easier fight. So there you guys go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please remember to like, subscribe, put that notification button. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.